I am so grateful and so thankful to be able to be here with you tonight. It is the last night of 2020, and the year has been absolutely crazy, has it not? It's just been one of those years that nobody could have expected when we went into January of 2020. We had no idea what the world was going to be like through the rest of 2020. And the reality is, we don't have any clue what 2021 is going to bring. We just don't. We don't have that ability to see into the future. That's obvious. But tonight I want to just share with you a few things that I believe are going to be extremely important for you, for your family, for your colleagues, for everybody in your organization, everybody in your circle of influence, if they're going to be successful in 2021. But before I go there, I want to just say a special thank you to each and every one of our customers, to our clients, those people that we've had the opportunity to work with and to serve through the 2020 season. It's been a challenge for everyone. And the opportunity for us to work with them and the ability that we have to work with them has been absolutely phenomenal. So each and every one of you, thank you. Thank you for your business. Thank you for the opportunity to serve with you and to serve you directly. I also want to say a very special thank you to my family. My family has been with us through all of this. It's been a struggle, of course, for our kids and their place of business, their jobs. It's been extremely struggling for them. But here's the thing. They've made it through with flying colors. They've done very, very, very well. Every one of them has. I'm so proud of my kids. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for my kids and the adults that they've became, the parents that they've became. I'm just thankful that God has blessed us with those children and that they now are raising their own families. It's just a privilege to be a grandparent. And when I look at my grandkids, I'm so grateful and thankful that I get the opportunity to be a grandfather. When I was a young man, when I was a teenager, I had never dreamed of being able to be in this position one day in life. I'd never even imagined that I'd be able to have this opportunity that I have today of being a grandfather, and it's just nothing short of amazing. But there's one special person that I really want to thank tonight, and that's my wife. My wife has been with me now for 27 years, going on 28 years, and she is a trooper. She's been with me through all of my health challenges. She's been through our bankruptcies, which a lot of you know about. She's been through our struggles, through our ups and downs. She has been with me and with our family and served our family faithfully for 28 years. And I am so blessed and I am so thankful and I am so grateful to have her in my life. So as we start to go into another year, I just wanted to express the thanks that I have for so many different things. And reflecting back into 2020 reminded me yet again of how important it is to be thankful for the things that we do have, to not get caught up on the things that we don't have, to not get caught up on the things that we wish we had. And we should just be very, very thankful for the things that we do have. If you're listening to this, if you read what I posted on the post with our live feed tonight, if you're listening to this, if you read that, then you are blessed because there's so many families that don't have that tonight. I'm thinking of a young family here just before Christmas in the snowstorm. They actually had a car accident and the whole family passed away except for a small child, I believe it was a 3-year-old, and then a child that was just a few months old. Their lives are changed forever. I mean, absolutely forever. Those young kids. And my friends, we want to be thankful for those that we have around us. We want to be thankful for our friends and our families and everybody that we have around us. We have so much to be thankful for. If you're celebrating the end of a 2020 and you're celebrating the bringing in of a new year with 2021, celebrate with Thanksgiving. Be very, very grateful and thankful for the people around you. All right. So moving forward, thinking about leadership, thinking about business, thinking about all the different things in our life, there's a few things that I wanted to share with you tonight that I believe are going to be extremely important for you to be able to be successful in 2021. In fact, I think these things are going to be important for you to be successful in any time of the year. These are things that you want to do regularly. They're things that you want to do consistently. They're things that will absolutely make an impact for you and your business moving forward. First of all, if you're going to be successful in 2021, you want to be intentional. There's no other way. There's no other way. You can't put your business, you can't put your family, you can't put your organization at risk by being unintentional. We're living in a day and age where it's a global marketplace. Competition is fierce. Competition is at your fingertips, literally at the keyboard, and you can learn almost anything about anyone. So we can't do business the way we did 20 years ago. Remember, the Y2K thing, 21 years ago now? We weren't even sure we were going to make it into the year 2000. And here we are 21 years later. Technology is flourishing, and everybody knows everything about everyone. It's crazy. And that's the world we live in now. That's the marketplace. That's the economy that you have to compete with. So if you plan to just maybe happenstance that it's going to just happen for you, that's crazy thinking. We need to be very, very intentional living, as John Maxwell would say it, as we move forward into the business space. So the things I'm talking about tonight are going to be intentional things that can make you very, very successful. The first one is reflection. I don't think we can really move ahead unless we take a little time to reflect. And we need to reflect back just a little bit. Now, I'm going to warn you though, I don't want you to spend a lot of time thinking back, because your potential is what's ahead of you. Your potential's before you. Your performance is behind you. You're going to reflect back on last year's performance. So don't spend a lot of time there. But take some time to spend there. Take some time and invest and see what you can learn about who you were, learn about your business, learn about what worked, learn about what is going to make you better as you move into 2021. Okay, here's some things that I learned in 2020. Great leadership requires the giving of love and value. See, here's the thing that I heard a lot of people through 2020 say, we need to go out and give value. We got to go give value. We got to go give value. And that's extremely important. Extremely important. But there's something else that I believe is equally important, or maybe even more important, and that is to be able to give value with love. Huge learn for me this year. We focused a lot on giving value and finding ways to give value. But as I continued to invest time with my wife, and we did our daily devotions, our daily private time together, one of the things that really popped out to me this year is the need to love. And when I look around the world, when I look at social media, when I even just walking down the streets, it seems like we have lost that. John Maxwell makes a statement that he is leadership sad. And as I was reflecting back into this year and going and looking at my calendar and looking back at 2020 and thinking about some of the events that I participated in and some of the events where we were with other people, either virtually or personally, I remember talking about some of the topics of the day. And I remember some of the conversations that we had around coffee. And it was heartbreaking to think back to that. Because while there's so much value being poured out to people virtually today, and there's so many courses, there's so much training that you can take today, there's a lack of love in our world today. The love is, because it's not there, we're seeing this division. We're seeing a lack of unity. We're seeing people starting to separate and go their separate ways. We're seeing a nation divided because we don't have love. And that's one of the things that I know a lot of you may disagree with me on that, but if we truly had love, a true form of love, we wouldn't see all this separation. We wouldn't see division. We would see unity. We would see people collaborating more together, finding solutions instead of voicing opinions. And those are things that are very concerning to me. So while I think about the process of adding value to people, I want to think about it in adding value with love. That's one of the things I learned here. Another thing that I learned is that knowledge and wisdom do not travel together. Knowledge and wisdom do not always travel together. It's a truth, my friends. We have seen the world of the information age explode with knowledge. And especially this last year, the virtual world has exploded with knowledge. But there's a lack of wisdom in some of this knowledge. There's a lot of research. And as many of you know, what are we to trust? What is the foundation behind a lot of that? Is this knowledge that we should be listening to? Is this knowledge that has the potential to become wisdom, to make us wise, to give us good insight, to make smart decisions for our families, for our futures? And these are things that I struggle with. And 2020 really revealed that to me, that knowledge and wisdom do not always travel together. And that's one of the things that, as we're looking at it from a businessman's perspective, from a businesswoman's perspective, wisdom is something that we want to seek out. Wisdom is something that we want to strive for. Knowledge, plentiful. Wisdom is not so much. And that's something that we have to be very intentional to find. The other thing that I learned in 2020 is to learn less and deliver more. See, 2020 for me was a game-changing year. We started our business in March, right after I left our full-time job, and we kicked this off, and literally 7 days after we went full-time on our own, the whole world shut down. And all of the contracts that we were working on came to a sudden stop. I mean, just completely stopped. And I went into the mode where I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Because all of the face-to-face events that I had planned, all of the speaking events that I had planned, everything that I was used to doing to generate revenue had come to a screeching halt. So I went into this mode where I was focused on learning. And in March, April, and May, my wife and we spent so much money on software and learning and courses that I began to just bombard myself with all this information and, like I mentioned earlier, knowledge. And I began to just learn, and so did my wife. And we got to the point where there was so much learning that we weren't delivering. And what I think happened to us as I reflected back in 2020, I think we were driven by fear. I know I was in a lot of ways when I reflected back. And even though I said I wasn't, when I reflect back on it, I had fear in my life. I had fear in my life. And I was asking myself, what do I do now? How do I overcome this? So I was being driven by fear. As much as I hate to admit that, it was true. So as I began to reflect on that, I had to start thinking about moving forward into 2021. What are some things that I'm going to have to learn? What are some things that I need to do differently as we move into the 2021 space? Well, here's a couple of things that I learned. Simplify and decentralize. Simplify and decentralize. Those are two things that we will be focusing on quite a bit as we move forward into 2021. Simplify. Like I mentioned earlier, March, April, and May, Rebecca and I, we took on so much that we were trying to learn, and that gave us all these different ideas and different courses and different programs and different things that we felt we could offer. And for a new startup company, how do we do that? You know, I ended up taking on another business and working with a business partner on another project, and we're just literally scrambling. How do we make all this work, right? And I believe we took on too much. We took on too much. Now, I need to make good on all those. But in order to do that, I need to simplify. I need to simplify each and every one of those projects. And I need to decentralize those projects. A lot of those projects are entirely reliant on me right now. And they rely on me and my knowledge and skill set and the things that I've already started. I've got to decentralize that. I've got to pass a lot of that on to somebody else. I've got to start building a team of leaders that can take those responsibilities and do great things with them. A lot of the people I'm working with, I know can do a better job than I can do. So it's in my best interest to make sure that I'm decentralizing that requirement to other people, and I'm giving it off to others and let them run with it. Those are two things that I believe are going to be extremely important. And then also, as I mentioned earlier, for me moving into 2021, it's focusing my personal development on learning love, learning to love. And what does that mean, learning to love? Well, one of the books that I love to learn leadership from is in the Bible. And 1 Corinthians 13, it's what's called the love chapter. There's a lot of people will quote that chapter at weddings and things of that nature, right? Well, the thing is, love is action. There's action in there. And that's what we need to understand. I believe that we have become a nation, we've become a society that is highly focused on love as an emotion, as a feeling. But when we start to really study what is love, it's an action. And there's action steps that go with that. So for me personally, as I'm moving into 2021, that's going to be a focus for me. What does it mean to focus on love? What does it mean to truly love my neighbor? What does it truly mean to love others first? And that's something that's going to be a personal growth component for me. The other one is hope. As I start to think about hope and sharing hope with others, hope with our team, hope with my wife, when we start thinking about the topic of hope, that's a weakness for me. It's a weakness for me. But right now, in this time, with all of this disarray, all of this division that we talked about earlier, hope is a topic that I have to do better. If I'm going to be a communicator, and if I'm going to be a leader in our businesses and in my household, hope is something that I have to learn to understand. And I have to be able to not only get it for myself and have hope for myself, but I need to be able to help others find that hope and have hope in themselves and hope in our organizations and hope in the future. The hope in the future right now is a struggle for a lot of people because it's so easy for us to find the negative. Well, there's so many positives out there too, my friends. It's important that we find those positives and really focus in on them because it's in the positives that we're going to find that hope. Now, I'm also a realist. I know that not everything is going to be just super, super, super positive. We got challenges out there ahead of us. Yet, we need to be thinking about how we're going to find that hope through these challenges, okay? And that's going to be finding the positives, finding the good things, finding the things that work for you, your family, and your organization. Okay? Now, there's another thing that I'm going to focus heavily on in 2021, a main point here. Focus on faith before facts. Focus on faith before facts. Now, I'm a person of faith. I love to learn from the scriptures. And, I've gone through some transformational things in my life, and that's why I'm a person of faith. If you're not a person of faith, that's okay. That's okay. Just bear with me here a moment, because faith can be seen in so many different ways. The main thing, though, is to think about the strengths that have been created in you. Think about the ability that's been created in you. Okay? Think about who you are. Think about that before you think about what you do. Think about who you are. Because you are a person who requires faith to get up and go to work every day. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say you're a person that requires faith to lay down and go to bed at night. You lay down and go to bed at night with the faith that your heart's going to keep pumping, that your blood's going to keep flowing, that you're going to wake up in the morning. We go to bed at night with the faith that we can get up and go to work tomorrow, okay? That we can go up and serve our families tomorrow. So we have faith every single day. And one of the things that I'm starting to learn as I'm moving into 2020 is I need to put faith over facts. Faith over facts, especially facts that can create fear. And that's one of the things that we've seen right now in this world that we're living in, with all the illness that's going on and all the struggles with the virus and the things happening in politics and different things. There's a lot of facts out there right now. But are we going to live each day with faith, or are we going to live by the facts that can cause fear? And that's one of the things that we have to choose. It's a choice that we each and every one of us has to make. So if I'm going to focus on faith before facts, I need to trust in the truth that is created for my purpose in life. See, I believe that you were created on purpose for a purpose. You're here for some reason, and it's a reason that's bigger than you. It's a reason bigger than me. And if you're made on purpose for a purpose, there's truth that you can find in that. There's truth there that you need to understand for yourself. Because if you're going to live a life of purpose, you need to find the truth factors that associate with that purpose and excel on it. You want to be able to excel and make it amazing. Okay? So that means you focus on what are the truth factors for your life, for you to live your purpose. It's extremely important that we learn that. Okay? And when you do, when you begin to focus on finding the truth that is specific to you, you're going to learn that the facts that you realize are in place today are not the facts that will be in place tomorrow. And this is an exciting thing, my friends. This is extremely exciting because you can change some of the facts in your life. But you have to be the one to take action. You have to be the one that makes a difference there. When you begin to focus on those truths and you begin to learn the facts of your life, change the ones that don't work for you. And today they're facts, but it doesn't mean that they're truths. Okay? So those are things that you can definitely learn from and grow through. And then the last one that I'm really going to focus on as we move into 2021 is our purpose statement. And those of you that have worked with Kyle and Hunt Company now for a while, you know what we stand for. Seek truth, gain wisdom, serve others, right? And I've just been talking a little bit about the truth and the wisdom, but the serving others component, my friends, there's no other reason for you to be on the planet. When we understand that we are here not for self-fulfillment, we're not here to just make all this money, self-indulge, and then die. No, we are here to serve others. That's why we're all here. We're here as a community of citizens, a community of people, and we exist here to serve people, whether it be our family members, whether it be our children, whether it be our people at work. When we understand that we are created with a servant's heart, that we are here to serve others, my friends, it'll change your life. It'll change your life when we just accept that we're here to serve. We're here to serve. We all are. It doesn't matter what job you're in. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. Okay, we got to move forward here. How will I be successful? Those are the things that I'm going to do. Those are the things that I'm focused on. But how am I going to make sure I'm successful in that space? How am I going to make sure that implementing those are going to be successful? Well, there's 3 things that I wrote down here. Every day, add value to somebody with love. That's a big one. So if I'm going to be successful, I need to wake up every day and intentionally add value to somebody with love in my heart. Again, something I'm going to be focusing on. The second thing is I'm going to focus daily to improve the quality of my thinking. I'm going to focus daily to improve the quality of my thinking. It doesn't really make any sense to lay my head down every night thinking the same way that I was thinking when I woke up that morning. I want to be able to think into my results. I want to be able to get better and better and better at improving my thinking. Okay? If I'm getting good at thinking into my results and thinking into my processes, the better I bring the quality up in my thinking, the better my results are going to be. And that is extremely important to the future of our family, the future of our business, the future of your family and your business. The quality of your thinking will impact the quality of your results. Okay? The third thing is persistence to pursue purpose. Persistence to pursue purpose. I will continually be persistent towards my purpose. This last year, extremely game-changing for everybody. I totally get that. But I spent way too much time. I wasted too much time learning things instead of focusing on my purpose in life. And boy, did it hit me in just the last 6 hours as I was reflecting into 2020. Oh my goodness. I wasted so much time learning and not serving. And my friends, I'm not going to do that now. I am focused on serving moving forward. I have to, persistence to pursue my purpose. That's what's going to make a difference. And it'll make a difference for you. Okay? So just a couple of final things here, and then we'll wrap this up. How will you be successful in 2021? Here's 3 things that I wrote down, and it's just as important for me as it is for you. But I'm going to challenge you to live each day on purpose. Live every day on purpose to fulfill your purpose. Wake up every morning and live intentionally. Wake up every morning and just make it make it your objective, not just your goal. Make it your objective to wake up every single morning and go out and live to your best potential. Live to your greatest potential. Live your purpose that day. Because if you can do that, my friends, you're going to start to find joy. You're going to start to find peace, happiness. Live to your potential. Seek out that truth. Find it with what is in you to be successful towards your purpose. Be more, number 2, the second thing here, be more valuable tomorrow than you are today. Valuable, break it down. Value able. Be more able to deliver more value tomorrow than you are today. That means you're going to be focusing on learning and growing yourself somehow internally. For me, like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be learning to love, learning to communicate better, learning my leadership better, learning how to connect and decentralize the control that I have. Those are things that are going to be on my mind this year as I'm going forward. Learning to give hope. Okay? Those are things that I'm going to be learning on. And every single day, I'm going to take one of those topics. I'm going to be better at it tomorrow than I am today. And if I can do that, you can do that. Trust me. If you do that, your life will begin to change. And then the third thing, don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. If any of you remember that movie, Facing the Giants, I think it was, and one of the greatest scenes in history is the two football players. One's down on his hands and knees, and he's literally crab crawling the whole length of the football field, and he's got a guy on his back, and I'll never forget that coach. He's down there in his face, and this kid's blindfolded, can't see where he's going, but his coach is guiding him and saying, "Don't quit, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit," and I love to think about that. And I'm thinking about that right now as we go into 2021. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. We don't know what 2021 is going to bring. We don't know what it's going to bring for any of us. But I'm telling you this. Don't quit. Don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on your future. Don't quit on your family. It is too important for you right now to step up, to lead, to love, to give, to serve. It's right now when it's hard is when it gets to be exciting. It gets to be fun. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. You will be so grateful. You will be so thankful that you didn't quit when you get to December 2021. You will be so grateful that you didn't quit. All right, my friends, that's just a few things that I had for you tonight. I'm excited for going into 21. I'm excited to be able to work with my wife and my family. I'm excited to be able to work with my customers and clients. We're just so blessed. And moving into 2021, I know you're going to be blessed too. It's going to be a different year. It's going to be a different year than many of us have ever faced before. But I think it's a year that with your intentional choice, you can make it your best year ever. I really, truly believe that. So, my friends, think into it. Think into what is truth for you. Our purpose statement here at Kylan Hunt Company is those three things. Seek truth first. There's a truth in your life that you need to seek out. There's purpose in your life that you want to seek out. You know that there's something there. You know there's greatness inside of you, and you need to get it out to the world. Seek out that truth in your life. Find it. Find it. Don't give up on it. Find that truth in your life and go get it. And when you do, when you find that truth, seek out all the wisdom you can around it. Seek out the people to go with that. Seek out other successful people, mentors. Go find them. Get yourself connected to a coach a business coach or a life coach that can draw out of you the wisdom that God's placed inside of you. Draw that wisdom out so that you can put it to work, you can put it to use. You are full of wisdom, my friends. The wisdom is in you. Draw it out. Draw it out so you can use it. And then the last thing, serve others. Serve others. Seek truth, gain wisdom, serve others. Serve other people with love. No matter what you do, no matter what your occupation is, no matter where you're at in life, serve with love, and you will be successful. All right, my friends, thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you for watching the recording, and thank you for serving with love as you move into 2021. Happy New Year, everybody. God bless from every one of us here at Kylan Hunt Company.